Christmas Eve, and I'm talking about the new Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc V trailer and some interesting plot rumors that have came about. Why am I doing this on Christmas Eve? Because let's face it, this guy's hair looks like Father Christmas jizzed. Cue title scene. That's right, I'm making that claim. But do not worry, I do not fear that this will be a true Spider-Man ripoff, because other than all those people who complained about those cards that kinda look like Yuma and Astral, I do not believe Yu-Gi-Oh! Steals, and I do feel every series is rather original in its point and plot purpose. But there does seem to be a trend that I feel this series might be getting because of the rumor that came out on Yuya. He might have Peter Parker syndrome. Bum bum bum. What is that, you might be wondering? Well, don't worry, it's something I made up. You see, Peter Parker syndrome is when your character is a loner slash nerd who has family issues, who stops being a loner slash nerd and comes into their own and becomes a strong independent character through the sci-fi edge or action-y edge the plot gives to it. This is a common archetype we have seen since Spider-Man's inception in 1962, however, it more often than not fails. Why? Because when you steal from something blatantly, you often result in the character lacking anything interesting because he is simply just a copy of something else. And as well, this disease does include side effects and symptoms. Symptoms and side effects include giraffe neck, crying at every random thing, way too much reliant on inner monologue, and cancerous moles on your cheeks. That's right. They should really get that checked out. But does this mean anything? Well, for those of you who don't know, what made me come to this conclusion that they might be trying to do this, a Peter Parker ripoff character with Yuya, is the rumor that was posted on Yu-Gi-Oh! Wiki last night under the character description. Now, I did not get a chance to do a video for that because I got clogged down with Medea and Anchorman, and I also wanted to wait for something more solid, because for those of you who don't remember, when Yuma showed up a few years ago, the first real thing we heard, once again on Yu-Gi-Oh! Wiki, and nothing to blame on them. I love Yu-Gi-Oh! Wiki. I use them all the time for cards and episode recaps. But, unfortunately, when you're trying to give the most up-to-date news, you do stumble sometimes, and all news sources do this. But, you know, I wanted to wait till we got something more official, and luckily, last Sunday, we got our first official trailer for Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc V. And is this a good trailer? Well, you should watch it first. I'll give you a second. I know, right? Why is he riding a pink hippo? I mean, seriously, I didn't question, nor did I find it all that stupid, the idea of dueling on motorcycles. But dueling on giant pink hippo? No. Now, one could make the argument that is a monster he is going to use, which is all too plausible, in which case, how's he riding a hologram? And what's with the pendulum? And did they say pendulum dueling? No one subbed the trailer, so I really only have to go on what you could make do of in the trailer. And because of this, I have come to the following conclusions. The initial animation for Yuya will be much better than Yuma. I like Yuma, I think he's a fun character, but I feel like unfortunately physically he's very over the top and distracting. I don't understand what the point of the big half boomerang coming out of his head is, and I find his clothing to be a little bit more on the outrageous side, especially coming off Yusei, who more or less dressed like a normal person. Conclusion 2! The hippo means something. Seriously, why is there a pink hippo? If it's a monster, it better have an awesome effect. And if it's not a monster, why are there pink hippos in the future? Conclusion 3. The two monsters pictured with him are actual monsters. Many people suspected they might be characters because on their arms is what looks like dual discs. But it looks like they're not dual discs. They are his two monsters, confirming the report that came with the original picture that there's two creatures. I imagine they will be sort of like what they did with Zubaba Knight and Gagaga Magician, where they're simply just effect monsters he relies on. Conclusion 3. They will stick with Xyz. Remember, these are all this is more of a speculative one. But it looked like you saw the two monsters dematerialize and turn into things flying in the sky, similar to Xyz summoning. I don't know where they can really go with extra deck conditions after this, so it looks like they'll stick with Xyz, which isn't a bad idea. I love Xyz, and I do think there's a lot more creative things you can do with them than Synchros. It's a gold mine for plot ideas. And finally, why the heck does his main monster, what they've got silhouetted in the red fireball at the end of the trailer, look like a Xros? Is Yu-Gi-Oh going Pokemon? I mean, Pokemon just went Digimon on our asses. If Yu-Gi-Oh goes Pokemon, then Pokemon's got to keep going Digimon, and then Digimon's got to actually try and keep a show on the air. I mean, seriously, this is crazy. But there does bring up the interesting question. Does this therefore negate the description they gave of Yuya? For those of you who don't know, the Yuya description, I'll have the official thing below in the comment section. But, according to what Yu-Gi-Oh! Wikia says, Yuya is someone who is very nervous, has a lot of problems in his life, but gets through it by smiling and dueling, and one day that causes everything to change, aka the plotline to all three of these things. Now, this is very Peter Parker-ish, the idea of someone, you know, social outcast, kind of a loner from the sounds of it. All these protagonists have fucked up families. And 3, he will overcome this by the sci-fi edge. Does this mean Yu-Gi-Oh! is going Spider-Man on our ass? Or will it be going Pokemon on our ass with Xros? I have no fucking idea. But I can't wait to find out, because this trailer does make me feel a little bit more interested in this series, getting to see Yuya move, seeing that rather the rumor is true or not, he at least looks like someone who can hold his own and feels more confident. I never really liked the idea of Astral just doing all the intelligent work. It just doesn't feel like a fair duel to me. And it looks like Yuya will have some sense of strength and independence, and I can't wait to see where that goes, because I am curious about this show. And are you curious about this new show? Leave that comment below, put in your own speculative ideas, and as always, you can click here to subscribe for the most up-to-date Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc V updates and references to other things.